The sun had just begun its ascent over the sprawling airbase, casting a soft golden glow that reflected off the sleek metallic fuselage of the jet, illuminating every curve, seam, and cockpit canopy with a subtle brilliance. The aircraft rested on the runway, poised as if it were alive, its engines humming a low, almost meditative tone that belied the raw power contained within. Inside the cockpit, a young pilot sat perfectly still, her eyes focused and unwavering, scanning the complex array of instruments before her. Beside her, on the console, lay a small black mobile device, its screen glowing faintly against the dim light of the early morning. It was more than a device. It was a critical source of encrypted information, guiding every move she would make in the next hours. Outside the jet, crew members and onlookers had gathered, forming a respectful perimeter around the aircraft. Their expressions were a mixture of awe and tension, a silent recognition that this was no ordinary flight. Whispers floated in the cool morning air, conversations about the girl's skill, her training, and the stakes of the mission ahead. Some observers craned their necks to catch a glimpse of the girl, seated like a statue of unwavering focus, almost ethereal in her composure. She was calm, but the air around her was charged with an electric anticipation that everyone could feel. The cockpit itself was a marvel of modern aviation technology. Panels lined with buttons, toggles, and displays created a labyrinth of controls that would intimidate any ordinary pilot. The screens flickered softly with green, blue, and amber lights, displaying streams of data that most people could not begin to understand. Every movement she made was precise, deliberate, as if she were performing a well-rehearsed ritual. Her fingers brushed the HUD, adjusting it to highlight key information: altitude, speed, trajectory, and mission waypoints. Every adjustment was a small act of control in a high-stakes environment where even a minor mistake could have cascading consequences. The black mobile device pulsed lightly, a subtle vibration against the console. She tapped it with a practiced motion, revealing an encrypted message that scrolled across the screen in a series of codes and coordinates. Her eyes flickered across the lines, reading, processing, and confirming, before returning to the main instrument panel. Outside, the wind carried a gentle rustling through the hangars and fences of the airbase, almost lost amid the low hum of the jet engines. The world seemed to pause in anticipation, holding its breath as she prepared. The observers remained quiet, their focus drawn entirely to the young pilot inside. Every shift of her hands, every movement of her eyes, every slight adjustment on the console was analyzed with a mixture of respect and anxious curiosity. A technician whispered to his colleague about the remarkable calm she exhibited, the kind that only came after countless hours of rigorous training and unflinching discipline. A commanding officer nodded subtly, his eyes never leaving the cockpit, acknowledging the precision and dedication before him. Inside her mind, a torrent of thoughts flowed seamlessly into focus. Memories of simulations, countless training missions, and hours spent mastering every instrument and maneuver came alive. Fear was present, as it always was before high-stakes flights, but it had been refined, channeled into perfect concentration. Each alert from the cockpit, each signal from the black mobile, was absorbed instantly, processed, and acted upon with calculated precision. She considered the journey ahead, the high-altitude maneuvers, the rapid accelerations, and the unpredictable hazards that could appear without warning. Every scenario had been drilled in simulations, yet reality always carried its own weight, heavier and more demanding. With a subtle movement, she initiated the sequence to start the jet's engines. The hum deepened, vibrating through the cockpit and into the air around the aircraft, signaling the awakening of a machine built for both speed and precision. The mobile device pulsed once more, confirming the activation of mission coordinates. Observers stiffened slightly, sensing the imminent motion, aware that the quiet stillness of the morning was about to give way to controlled chaos. The jet began to taxi, wheels squeaking softly against the asphalt. Dust rose gently in clouds behind as it moved, and the camera of imagination can sweep through the cockpit. her hands gripping controls, her eyes unwavering, the black mobile glowing faintly beside her. Lights from the HUD reflected across the curved canopy glass, creating a kaleidoscope of shifting greens and blues, symbols and numbers dancing in harmony with her trained gaze. Acceleration built slowly at first, then surged with an almost violent insistence. The observers outside instinctively leaned back, aware of the raw energy being channeled beneath the metallic skin of the aircraft. The girl's breathing remained calm, a silent testament to her focus. Even as the jet began to push against the limitations of gravity and inertia, the mobile device flashed again, signaling new instructions, new coordinates to be integrated seamlessly into her flight path. She glanced briefly at it, then returned her gaze to the controls, the balance of trust and control forming a delicate thread that kept the mission on course. As the jet lifted from the runway, the first surge of speed coursed through her seat, the instruments displaying rapid increases in velocity and altitude. Clouds blurred past the canopy, golden sunlight glinting off the metallic surfaces. Outside, observers squinted against the brightness, feeling the awe of seeing such mastery in action. Inside, every subtle vibration, every responsive flicker of control surfaces was interpreted instantly. Her internal monologue was a mix of analysis and instinct, the thrill of flight, the precision of movements, the delicate balance of trust in both training and technology. Each moment inside the cockpit was cinematic, painted in detail by the interplay of light, movement, and sound. The black mobile device remained a constant companion, pulsing with quiet importance. Its faint glow mirrored in the reflections across her visor. Observers watched in silence, recognizing the artistry of human skill harmonized with machine engineering. The wind, the sunlight, the distant horizon, and the soft hum of the engines created a symphony of sensory input, all processed and acted with impeccable timing. As altitude increased, the clouds thickened, rushing past in waves of white and silver. The jet responded to subtle adjustments with fluid precision, the girl's hands guiding it through invisible corridors in the sky. She entered coordinates from the device, aligning the flight path perfectly with the mission plan. The tension, ever present, was not panic, but sharp awareness. Every calculation mattered, every second counted. The sun rose higher, illuminating the fuselage and reflecting off the mobile screen, casting a soft glow across her determined expression. The observers outside moved slightly with the shifting light, shadows stretching across the airbase as the jet climbed higher. They whispered among themselves, speculation and admiration mixed in hushed tones. The girl's focus remained unwavering, her mind a perfect synthesis of anticipation, action, and awareness. She felt the subtle turbulence, the changes in air density, and adjusted accordingly. Each micro-movement was crucial, every twitch of the controls accounted for. The mobile pulsed again, providing the next set of instructions. She decoded the message with practiced efficiency, integrating the information seamlessly into her flight plan. The jet roared in response, surging upward, the sunlight glinting off its polished metallic surface. The clouds parted slightly ahead, revealing the endless expanse of sky, a canvas of possibility and peril. Her internal dialogue was precise, methodical, calculate, adjust, execute. There was no room for hesitation, no room for error. Outside, observers shielded their eyes, their expressions frozen between awe and tension. The jet climbed, accelerated, and banked with fluid precision. Each maneuver a testament to human skill honed over countless hours of training. The black mobile device glowed softly, a lifeline and a guide, reflecting off the polished surfaces of the cockpit in delicate shards of light. The young pilot, completely immersed in her craft, seemed almost a part of the jet itself, a seamless blend of instinct and intellect, courage and discipline. Every second was charged with anticipation. The mobile device pulsed again, the encoded messages revealing subtle course corrections, tactical information, and updates about environmental conditions. She absorbed each piece instantly, adjusting the aircraft's heading, pitch, and speed in a fluid symphony of motion. The roar of the engines filled the cabin, vibrations coursed through her seat, yet her focus never wavered. Outside, clouds streaked past, sunlight refracted across the metallic skin. Observers held their breath, and the air itself seemed to hum with the promise of what was yet to come. The jet's ascent became steeper, the horizon expanding, the world below shrinking, into a patchwork of fields, buildings, and hangars. The girl's heartbeat synchronized with the rhythm of the aircraft, every microsecond accounted for. Instruments flickered, indicators shifted, and she adapted instantaneously. The mobile device remained at her side, a silent partner in the unfolding mission, its glow a constant reassurance of the path forward for.